Hi folks, this week on Mo's Cowbell, I'm going to take you on a ride on my bicycle. I'm going to show you the exact ride that I used to take every day when I went to work until 2006 when I moved out. But from 1987 to 2006, I lived in this building right here. This is actually a network of parks. They go from the World Trade Center all the way to the Bronx. They're all interconnected. Usually when I come down this hill, I'm going much faster because I was late for work. The trip normally would take about 20 minutes, but it took me 40 minutes. Saw that guy going like 1,000,000 miles an hour before. The 45-degree hill. Insane. I'd like to point out that I rode up this hill sitting down, did not stand up. And this is very deceiving. That's extremely steep, this whole hill. It's very steep, but especially when I go around the corner, it's 45-degree angle. Amazing. And here's the George Washington Bridge we're about to go under. We're going over Amtrak railroad tracks right there. And then we're about to go under the George Washington Bridge. There's the Little Red Lighthouse that they were so popular they wrote a book about it. This is a forest of stones growing from the sea. It's a memorial tribute to some woman that either a mother or a lover or something. There's a sign over here, we're going right by it, explaining why this guy built this stuff. And here's another little park. There's some tennis courts there. One of the many sets of tennis courts. And right here is a bunch of volleyball courts. Volleyball is extremely popular over here. They have, I think, 3 right here, and then they have another one underneath the elevated highway over here, elevated West Side Highway. Wow. It was a beautiful warm day, June the 1st. Outside with their shirts off, playing, picnicking, taking the family out, getting high with your crew. Lots of interesting smells along the way. It is extremely crowded, and I had to go very slow. When I would drive to work, I could drive this whole way and not see a single person. Not so this day. I saw literally hundreds of people, maybe 1,000 people, maybe more than 1,000 people. If you consider I drove 5 miles out and then I drove back because I wanted to drive the route as I drove it going to work. Like I say, I rode my bike. I was a crazy biker. I rode my bike to work every day, almost the entire time, almost the entire 30 years that I worked at this school. 31 years. This is the baseball fields over here. This is really hysterical. Kid runs out in front of me over here. They had an announcer announcing the game on the PA, and somebody knocked in a run, and he was speaking so fast in Spanish, it was like the Spanish radio stations. I can't speak Spanish, or I would say it in Spanish, but I have no idea. It was just hysterical. I took Spanish in college, but I know a few words, rudimentary. Poquito. Yeah, lots of kids. You have to be careful. And this coming up, well, here's a food fair, a food festival over here by Riverbank State Park. And there's some sculptures on either side of the pathway. I think they're pop-up sculptures. I don't know if they're going to be permanent. They're pretty nice, though. Lots of easy ups. Here we are now. I've skipped ahead to the West Side Highway, going right alongside of the highway, and on one side, and the Hudson River on the other side. Like I say, it's a very narrow pathway in spots, and can be very crowded. A lot of these guys want to get their bike ride in, and they're going 27 miles an hour as opposed to my 7. And now, basically, we're at the end of that part, going underneath the West Side Highway. Climbing back up to the Riverside Drive. Pedestrians have the right of way. This is Riverside Drive right here. Stop for the light, go on through. Now I have a few blocks of city streets here. Always the most dangerous part of my ride. I try to obey the traffic lights. I wear a helmet. You don't see it because I mounted the GoPro on the helmet. So if I wanted to talk to you in person, I had to take the helmet off. That wasn't a bad compromise. Here we're coming up to the school. There's the school on the right. So, from one destination to another. Here's my school, my old school. I was assistant principal and teacher and school aide and all kinds of stuff, and I grew up. Amazing experience. Here's my trusty bike that I use today. Not the one that I used to ride to work in. That was a much bigger, a Raleigh. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my ride. If you haven't already, please subscribe, leave comments below, and have a great week. I'll see you next week.